why we're here.
We'll act like they didn't.
Yeah, we're gonna act like they did.
So the 3-point Hail Mary was successful. Let's go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go.
They won in 7 magically. Or everyone on the Celtics died. Something like that.
Yeah. One of the two.
They're old. They're close. Anyways, we are looking at the 2010 LA Lakers, the bullshit winners of this NBA championship. As Dario so beautifully said earlier, Celtics are one of the best teams. I agree.
Yeah.
Way better than this Laker team.
No,
I agree.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you're right.
I said the Celtics
you're
were
right.
one of the greatest
You're
defensive
100% right.
100%.
Yeah, one of the greatest teams. I
Top 10.
would not say that about this Laker team, but it's okay. They have one of the greatest players and one of his all-time peaks for this match with physical abilities.
Yeah.
Mental and physical, IQ, and what he could actually do on the court were in sync and unison.
Yes.
And I think that's what my favorite part about this Kobe is. Even though he did have the busted finger, he does have his little, things that are bothering
Year before
him.
Kobe was better, but that's why.
But you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah, 100%.
Still at the peak of his powers, in my opinion.
29, 6 and 6. You know what we're doing out here. Still
Shooting 46%. Very classic Kobe Bryant stuff. Now you got Pau Gasol taking a step up in the postseason, which I think is why they won this championship.
Tell Shaq what's up, nigga.
20 and
11. What up? What up, Pau?
And 54% shooting in the playoffs. Ron Artest, a.k.a. Meta World Peace.
I was about to say, yeah.
The man who hit the dagger on the Celtics in Game 7. Did this whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we have Derek Fisher. We know about Derek Fisher because we've seen him in all the other hypotheticals we've done so far.
Yeah.
And Lamar Odom, who I think won Sixth Man of the Year this year, right?
It might have been last year, but
might have been last year.
He's
definitely got to be in the conversation. Let's see. Jamal Crawford gets it this year, but
I think he's
in the conversation.
Year, it was last year.
11, almost a double-double in the regular season, and in the playoffs, he's putting up still same thing. 10 and 9, 2 assists, almost a steal, almost a block, shooting 47%.
I felt like I swear with the way he played, I could have sworn he averaged 5 assists a game. Like the way, remember, because he was like our point.
I agree.
Like, he was like our, I'm surprised there was only 2, but
maybe it's at a different point in his career. Yeah, I mean, he was averaging 5 assists per game a couple of times in the early era with the Lakers. Yeah, it's interesting how his assists kind of took a dive for some reason. And you're right. I thought his assists were higher too. I'm not telling you, you're imagining things.
Yeah.
But it must be weird thinking of a younger guy. But
it's so funny, bro. This is what I'm talking about. When you look at this team, this shit looks so trash. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Kobe. This is why Kobe, Hakeem, and Dirk are the ones to me to bring trash and win with them. Like, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
I don't even know if Dirk can be on that list. Dirk just wild out in that playoffs. But I think the talent around him did not suck.
But the talent he was going against was significantly better than him.
Yeah,
and that's where I think, because like even with these Lakers, right? Like I feel like that Boston team is so much better. Like if you go from top to bottom, like obviously you have the Kobe. You probably have Kobe, then maybe I don't know who you want to put between Paul Pierce, Garnett, and you might go those two, and then Powell, and then after that it's all Celtics. Like
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
I'm not disagreeing. There's also a young man named Andrew Bynum who is coming up. Like, he's like 2 or 3 years from like I hate basketball. I never want to play basketball again. But before that point, he was, and this is why this is the worst era for big men. He was the second best center in the league.
Yeah, and people argued that he was better than Dwight Howard. Only
some people thought that.
Yeah.
But that's how bad the era was for centers. That's why I think Shaq's going to destroy. Like
his post game was actually much better than Dwight's. Like
yes, and that's what led people to believe that he was better than Dwight instead of looking at the rest of the game. But what do you call it? I have the 95 Magic in 6 for this one. I don't think there's much debate. I
Look at
think
that
Kobe can get.
face.
I think Kobe gets 30. I think Kobe gets 30 a game. But I think
30.
Horace Grant is a great defender against Pau Gasol. I think that's a really good defensive matchup when you compare those two. I don't think they have anybody on this team that can guard Shaq at all. Andrew Bynum can suck my dick.
They have a rotating cast. Just I think similar to the
Who?
Celtics. You could
Who?
how can't you rotate Bynum and Powell?
That's not the same as the Celtics. You named me like 4 guys on the Celtics.
And Powell.
And who?
No, you're right. But
Yeah, get the fuck
you
out
can
of
at
here. The
least,
bullshit.
you still have a twin. So this is the thing with the Lakers. They did have Bynum and Pau Gasol playing at the same time throughout most of the game. So I just think the spacing alone is going to be tough for Shaq. You got 2 7-footers that you got to deal with around the paint. That's why I think it's the harder part. The Celtics don't. They kind of have that, but they also can rotate way more.
Yeah, they have way. I was way more likely to agree with you with that. Here's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's not like the 95 Magic don't know what it's like to play with bad spacing. That was called the entire 90s. Like
Yeah. No, I
bad
agree.
spacing was prevalent in the whole 90s. I don't think that matters as much to a team like this that's already been playing like that. Like
Wow.
I just don't. I don't think that
Okay.
makes. I don't think that makes a big difference. I don't think Pau Gasol can touch Shaq on the defensive end. I
Of course
don't
not,
think
but I
there's
think-
nothing.
I think
There's,
Shaq
I
has
don't think
a-
he can even stay in front of him. I don't think
Yeah.
there's.
But I think Shaq
sorry.
has a huge issue when trying to guard Pau Gasol.
But I don't think he's guarding Pau Gasol. I think Horace Grant's going to guard Pau Gasol, and I do think Pau Gasol will be okay. But I think Horace Grant's a really good big man defender to guard a pure power forward like Pau.
I
I
don't
definitely think that.
like. Can we go to the NBA Finals?
Which
'Cause
one?
I'm pretty
Which
sure
NBA?
average. This
2010?
Yep. I just want to make sure that I'm right before I say what I'm going to say. All right, Powell was averaging 19 and 12. See, Powell averaged 19 and 12 on 48% shooting against a really good Celtics defense. I don't think that Magic defense is that Celtics defense. That was like a
Sure.
shit. Like that whole series was a defensive nightmare, and him averaging 48% shooting still isn't that bad to me.
But I also don't think he's going to need to do this because I have Kobe putting up more points. Like, I just don't think he's going to be as aggressive because he doesn't have to be. And especially if he's got those defenders in his face, we know Pau is not hard.
All right. So
He is soft.
I mean, all right. So this is my thought process. Kobe gets to finally face Shaq. Sure, not the same Shaq that he'd like to face, right? Like not the peak, whatever.
He'll
but-
find something to compete with him about.
Yep.
Oh, you think you're young? You think you're young, little bitch? I'll still take you on.
No. I think he still looks at it like I'm gonna beat you for what you did to me later on in your life, all right? So that's what I think he gonna.
You don't know about this yet, but you were an asshole. You were a fucking asshole. Fuck you.
So I got Lakers in 6, right? And
Okay.
this is my reason, and sure, this is you could y'all could just put the bias in the whatever because
This is what I did want to do with the Celtics,
Yeah.
but go ahead.
So, yeah, but I don't give a fuck. Because one thing that I do know is Kobe gonna treat those Magic the same way he did to the Magic the year before. He's putting up 40 pieces. He's doing all of that shit to these motherfuckers. And I think that I know for a fact that this Laker team is good. Is a really good defense against the 3-ball, obviously, because they did really well against this Magic team. Again, and that was like the deciding factor. They couldn't shoot the 3 the same way in that finals that they had done the entire playoffs, and it was because of the way the Lakers played defense against them.
Sure.
So their 3-point shooting being kind of taken away. Shaq's still gonna be Shaq, but Kobe's still gonna be Kobe. Now it comes down to, can Penny be Penny? You got Meta World Peace.
100%.
What? Ron
100%.
Artest was a lockdown defender. That's a fact.
Yeah, but he's not going to guard the point guard.
What?
Penny's the point
Penny's
guard.
6'7". He wouldn't.
I know, but he's not going to guard.
Penny.
He's
Ron
gonna guard
Artest-
Penny.
Wouldn't he?
No, he's
Why
not.
wouldn't he?
Was Ron Artest guarding James Harden?
Yes. No. Well, I mean,
No, he wasn't.
He was guarding Durant at the time, but that was because
Thank
it was
you.
completely.
He's going to
but-
guard the guys who are outside shooting
No,
threes.
that's
He's not going to
true.
be
Ron
assigned to the
Artest
point
guarded
guard.
their their best offensive player. He always did.
I don't think there's any guarantee you can say he's going to guard the point guard. I don't think that's.
Bro, I watched every single Laker game during this time. 100%. Ron Artest guarded the best offensive player. Always did it. Every single time. Obviously, he's not going to guard Shaq.
I remember him guarding point guards. I do not remember Ron Artest guarding point guards.
Okay, but who was?
I'm sorry.
All right, how many times was a point guard the best offensive player in this league? Can you name me one?
I guess, but he's also too big to guard a guy like that.
That's not the case.
He's going to be guarding the other guys who are going to be shooting threes. Like, that's what Ron Artest's job is going to be. His job is going to be take away those guys on the outside, be switched onto those guys, and you're going to leave Penny in trouble.
Defender.
How
like you're literally.
I don't think he's doing it against the point guard.
What are you talking? It's not about the point guard. It's about the size and make like they never did. They never said, "Oh, he's a point guard, so Ron Artest isn't going to guard him." Like I mean, sure.
I don't know. I don't know if there's any proof. I don't know if there's any proof to what you're saying right now. Yeah,
because there's not situations like that. But you can. He's guarded different shooting guards, small forwards. Oh, he rotated between those two. To your point, Kobe should have guarded the shooting guard, but he guarded the shooting guard. He did that many times.
I saw LeBron James guard Derrick Rose with my own eyes. I've never seen Meta World Peace guard anybody who's run the point. I haven't seen it. I'm sure I'll get destroyed in the comments if I'm wrong, but
that's fine.
I haven't seen it. And I think there are guys who are Penny's size on the Magic. A bunch of guys Penny's size that Artest is going to have to deal with. And even if you're saying, okay, it's definitely true, because if they start shooting threes like crazy, they're going to send Ron Artest to the guys who are shooting threes.
I literally watched all those Laker games consistently, game after game after game. We always had Ron Artest guard the best offensive player every single time. If it was a wing player,
it was definitely a wing guy. I agree, 100%. Penny is not a wing guy. I don't know
he
how
plays like one. That doesn't
matter.
That's the thought.
That doesn't matter.
What the fuck do you think? Do you think in 2010 they're saying, "Oh, because he's the point guard, we're gonna say no because Ron Artest just can't guard a point guard"? No, that's not what's happening.
Yes, I am saying that. I'm 100% saying that.
But that's not accurate.
That's the era we're in. This is the last year where that is an irrelevant statement, and then it changes going into the 2010s, and especially so in this era. In this era, I think Ron Artest is more likely to guard 4s to 1s, but he's not doing that in this era. I don't agree with that.
Did Ron Artest guard Wade?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you. Yes, he did fucking guard Wade. I've watched him guard Wade. I'm telling you that I watched him guard Wade 100%. All right, we could. All right, that's maybe not Wade. Let's think of somebody else.
Even then, Wade's a 2 guard.
But he played like a point guard. We talked about it throughout Shaq's legacy breakdown. Wade was playing like a point guard and he was a hybrid guard. Yes or yes?
But there's not guys on the floor that are also Ron Artest's size that he's going to have to deal with. Like,
it doesn't matter
with Wade.
Phil Jackson's not going to say.
Phil Jackson's
not going to say, "Yeah, guard this guy who's a shitty fucking offensive player, and let's let fucking someone else guard Derek Fisher guard fucking whatever Penny." He's not going to do that. He's not going to. Phil Jackson would not do that.
I don't think Ron Artest is going to be the matchup because there's too much size on the floor. I think if there was less on the floor and you have the 1-6-7 guy, I think that's more likely than that's going to be the case. But I think as a 6-7, that's what made this team so different, is because they had this size all over the floor, which is still not common even in 2010. It's not common to have that size all over the floor. In today's game, if you had every position at 6'7", that would matter, or higher. Like, I just think there's a lot of guys that Ron Artest is going to have to be put in front of. Do I think he'll guard Penny sometimes? Yeah, but I don't think he's going to be the primary guy guarding Penny. And that's why I think the Magic are going to win. That's clearly why we have a difference in what our series is going to be. Because I have Penny putting up 20 points a game in this series. Unless, honestly, I could see Kobe guarding Penny before I could see Ron Artest guarding Penny. That's 100%.
That's not. That's not. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I think you're making.
That's true. That could be the case.
True to actually what happened in the games.
You don't think Kobe? You don't think Kobe would want to guard Penny Hardaway? You don't think?
I think he would want to guard Penny Hardaway, but I know for a fact that the Lakers, what they were doing was anytime it was a matchup like that. In core moments, they'd have Kobe do it, but throughout the game, they always had Ron Artest on the guy. Literally, whether it was Bron, Wade, Durant, Melo, anybody, and you can't say that Kobe wouldn't guard those guys because prior to Ron Artest being in the Lakers, he was guarding Melo in Western Conference Finals. He was guarding LeBron throughout those regular season games. He guarded Durant in times. Like, I've seen it happen. When we had Ron Artest, they brought Ron Artest to be their main defender.
So you think Ron Artest is more likely to guard a point guard than Kobe, in your opinion?
No, I think Ron Artest is more likely to guard that guy more than Kobe.
I don't think so.
That's fine.
So. Especially considering
you're just saying
how hard
he's a
of
point
a
guard and thinking
competitor.
that everybody's going to be retarded and say, oh yeah,
that's what
he's a
this
point
era
guard,
was, man.
No,
that's what
that's
this
not
era
true.
was all about.
That is not
literally.
true.
The reason why I bring this year all the time is because it's the last season where traditional point guard, two guard, small forward, power forward, center are in the finals. And it's really the last time that happens. After this point, it's way more positionless. But we are in position basketball right now. We are. I don't care what
but
you
that
say.
doesn't mean. But so the mere fact that because the very year after that it happens, do you think they go from retard to rocket scientist in a year? No,
it absolutely happens gradually. It happens gradually. You're correct.
Okay.
It happens absolutely gradually. If you told me even next year Ron Artest is going to magically guard the point guard, I'd probably disagree there too. But I definitely disagree that they're just going to forget about positions because they don't do that in this period of time.
So what was
they
Lamar
don't do
Odom?
that.
Okay, so what was
Small
Lamar
forward?
Odom? Yeah,
Small forward.
Yeah, they used to call him a point forward, right? Because he literally that's literally positionless basketball. He used to run the point position for the Lakers.
And that's what made him unique because those guys didn't exist.
Okay, but because the Lakers would do that, what made that? I know, bro. I'm not even.
Obviously, they were used to doing that because they had.
I know for a fact that Ron Artest was guarding the best offensive player every single game, 100%.
Okay,
I watched.
Let us know in the comments if you think Ron Artest guards point guards. Let us know because I don't think he does. If I'm wrong, please give me specific scenarios because I'll look it up. But I don't see him doing that. I see Kobe more likely to do the defense there. And I think that, that's obviously going to be and I think if we're talking about Kobe being mad at Shaq, Kobe's definitely looking at Penny going, you think you're the number two?
I'm not saying
I was
Kobe
the fucking
can't guard.
god.
I'm not saying Kobe can't guard Penny, but I think
I think Kobe's more likely to guard Penny. I think that matters.
I based off of what I would see in every single series with this, I would always want that, and it never would happen because they literally looked at it as Kobe's going to do the offense, and we're going to make other dudes play the defense.
When have they gone against a team with height across the board like that?
Yeah,
they haven't. They haven't gone against a team where there's 6-7 guys at every position. I think that matters. I really do. I really think that makes a difference.
Would you not say that the Celtics weren't that?
No. Rondo was
besides Rondo, literally
but
everybody.
There's no besides. There's no besides on the Magic.
That's fine, bro. That's not that big of a deal. Some of these guys are spot up shooters. Like they're not fucking taking it to the rack.
And I think Ron's job. Yeah.
Rondo's the point guard, so it doesn't matter that he's not 6'7" because Artest wouldn't be guarding him anyways.
I agree, but I think that Ron Artest, even in the Celtics series, was guarding guys like Paul Pierce. Definitely guarding him off the ball. Yeah, sure, he gets the ball and brings it up court sometimes, but Ron Artest is going to be sticking those guys and making sure that they don't get off from three. I definitely see that as being a thing that would happen.
I get your
considering
point.
The size.
I get your point that we're not at the part of positionless basketball, but I don't get how you don't see that a winning coach would think, oh, this guy's killing us offensively.
Yeah.
I need to switch my best player, my best defensive option onto him because the sizing matchup and everything works, and then we're going to shift other people to defend the other ones. I don't get how you don't think in a multi-game series that Phil Jackson doesn't make that switch at some point if Penny's killing them.
Especially since he's literally done it, especially this year in general. He did it every single I can literally name you each player that he guarded.
Okay, so I'll take Lindsay's point. This is a good point. So in the 96 finals, that exact situation happened where they kept Gary Payton off of Jordan, right? And then they inevitably did it. It was a worse off situation, but the Bulls still won in 6 games or 6 games. I still think regardless of this, I have the 95 Magic at 6 because besides all this, Shaq is fucking him up. I really think Shaq's going to do some serious damage. Like, unless some creeping
Shaq
inexperience comes in.
Kobe. 100%.
Yeah, but you don't think they cancel each other out?
No.
You're bugging.
I think Kobe will
You're
put
bugging.
35 on this mad.
Nah, now you're just doing this because you're mad.
No,
Fucking,
this is a fact.
I don't think so.
Can we?
I
Bro,
don't think
literally
so.
the year before against the same Orlando team that we just had them.
It's not the same Orlando team.
No, yeah, a better Orlando team. The year before was 100%.
No, it's not a better Orlando team either.
They went to the NBA Finals. They literally. What are we talking about? Come on, they literally.
It's not a better Magic team. We literally just had the 95 Magic
Hedo
winning the
Turkoglu was
series.
better. Hedo Turkoglu better than Vince Carter?
Right, but that doesn't make them better than the 95 Magic.
No,
I don't agree.
I'm saying a better. When I say a better Orlando team, we just had them go. We just had this Orlando team going 7-game series with the 2010 Orlando team. This Laker team just beat shit down the 09 Magic team that was better than the 2010 Magic team. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they don't.
Right?
They didn't have a primary scorer the way that the 95 team does. Like Shaq is a difference maker, and they don't have anybody to stop Shaq. They just don't.
They
don't
have
have
bodies to
anyone to
throw
stop.
at him though. Way more bodies than they're gonna have.
They don't.
to
Not in
throw
the
at
same way
Kobe.
Boston does.
They're not gonna guard Kobe the way that they can guard Shaq. We have legit 2 7-footers that are 250 pounds. Like not
And
a
we
lot.
have guys, and this team has guys that are 6'6", 205, all over the board to
but
throw
they
at
can't
Kobe.
fucking guard him. We know this.
Same
already.
thing
We've
with-
seen
same
what
thing with
Jordan's
Shaq.
done to this team. So like, it's
Agreed.
just imagine it.
We've seen,
Same
and
thing.
and nobody's seen a good center against any of these teams because there's no good centers in this fucking league. So Shaq is going to dominate them. Like you can't tell me that it's just it.
What do you have Shaq averaging?
At least 30. He's getting at least 30.
Okay. I think. Do you think that these centers are better than the centers from 2000 to 2003 that Shaq faced?
But this is a different Shaq. This is the
No,
conversation
I'm
we
just
started
asking,
the show with.
Do you think that they're doing that? That they're better defensively than the centers that Shaq faced from 2000 to 2003?
I think the centers that we are actually talking about in 1995 are better than the ones in this period we're talking about right now. We already talked about that, going full circle. Yep. What happened when Shaq was 400 pounds is not relevant. It's a different player. I don't think that's relevant at all. This is a completely different guy.
No, what I'm trying to do is like establish some type of level that you put in Shaq at, right?
But you can't do that. It's two completely different things. It's two completely different Shaqs we're talking about.
No, but we know
eras and everything.
Yeah, we already know which Shaq is better. And we already know what Shaq averaged versus these guys of this. So what I'm saying is, if you have a lesser, not as good as Shaq, but against a better defense, how are you then going to say, oh, he's averaging 30?
I guess I'm not.
Only average 30.
Tell me what. Go ahead. Tell me what his not as good stat line is again.
I'm going like 28 and 12.
That's fucking fantastic. You're killing me. Like.
What? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're saying 30,
and it's and 30.
I said Kobe,
it's 2 points.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a bucket. We're arguing over a bucket.
No, see, this is where
we points in an average.
We always lose each other because
14 points.
Yeah, and it initially the initial thing that even made us say this was I said Kobe's gonna dominate this series more than Shaq will. Kobe's gonna average over 30 on fucking any of these motherfuckers. That Kobe right there, fucking motivated going against Shaq. No fucking way he not putting up 35. He literally just averaged 32 against a Magic team he ain't give a fuck about. Now he's gonna go against a team that he wants to destroy. Hell no, he's not averaging more than that.
I just don't know how we can say that Shaq's gonna have bodies to be thrown at him, but in the same breath, we're not gonna say that there are bodies on the Magic team to throw at Kobe. Like I just don't. Yeah, I don't know what some of the defensive. I don't know personally what some of the defensive prowess is of some of these guys, but I can say that nobody on the Lakers from the big man position is a Tony Allen or a lockup guy or even a Kendrick Perkins, who's a
Yeah.
great defensive center. It's completely different. Andrew Bynum is getting destroyed. Pau
Bynum's
Gasol
averaging 2
is
blocks a
not
game.
guarding Shaq.
Gasol is averaging 2 blocks a game. Like that.
When
So
is-
that like
Andrew
this
Bynum,
is actually happening.
1.3 blocks a game. Has he ever
Is this the
averaged
regular
2
season
blocks
or
a
the
game?
postseason? Because that's completely
I'll
different.
do both. He's averaged 2 twice in the playoffs, once over
All
the
right,
course
so
of 12
in
games
the
and
actual
11-12.
postseason that we're talking about, he averaged 2 blocks a game.
1.6.
2 blocks a game. That's literally 2
Okay.
blocks a game, Russell. That's
It's
relevant.
1.5.
I'm sorry that
It's 1.5.
you still haven't
It's
learned
closer
that
to
yet.
1.5 than it is to 2.
It
we're
sure,
really
but
gonna
when
be
you're rounding,
specific.
there's not 1.5. It's 1 or 2, and it's
Rounding helps your argument. It doesn't help mine. So we're going 1.5 because
No,
it's
what
closer.
happened? What it actually does is say that he averaged 2 blocks a game more than he averaged 1 block a game. Is what it's really what that's telling you. So
I mean,
the mere fact that you got 2 7-footers that can be in front of Shaq and play a role in that, because they did it with Dwight. Sure, you could say he's shitty. They did it with Garnett. They did it throughout postseason. Sure, the big men aren't as great as Shaq, but I think they can do enough to lower that, right? Kobe averaged 29 on 40% shooting against the Celtics. So for me to say that he's going to average 35 on 45% shooting on the Magics isn't a crazy thing. And that still wins him the MVP, finals MVP. You know what we're doing. He literally going to repeat what he did the year before.
Yeah, I just don't. I guess I don't know, man. I think
that completely matters.
I think the '95 Magic is a better team than this Laker team, up and down.
A lot of teams were literally the Boston Celtics were a better team than this Laker team. You could argue,
and if they had Kendrick Perkins, they would have won the championship. I agree.
You could feel that way, but that didn't happen.
I could know that. Should have, would have,
could have, but but didn't. And we've won the series because
look, without Kendrick Perkins, the Magic have a chance to sweep the Celtics without Kendrick Perkins. So I don't want to even go through this. The Celtics got screwed in that finals. Everybody knows it.
Okay.
The Celtics got screwed in the finals. Everybody knows it.
What are we talking about? I'm not doing this.
Kobe's 25% shooting ass has no chance. Fuck that.
I'm not doing this.
He has no chance to get 18 rebounds if Kendrick Perkins is there. Want to hear that shit? Lindsay, who do you got?
I really don't want to answer because I don't want to start this argument again.
No, you have no choice. This is part of the show. Let's go, Lollipop Guild. Lindsay's eating a lollipop for those who can't see her.
It's a really good strawberry lollipop.
Who you got? Don't get distracted. Who you got?
I got distracted by y'all's back and forth. Like, I don't...
Welcome to Apex Greatness. Now answer the question.
It's so difficult.
To help you add to this, Lindsay, let me just help you out real quick.
No.
With these statistics
she must
and all this
answer
other
the
stuff,
question.
The one thing that I hate the most about these stats is it's almost like the context gets extremely lost with
I agree, and that's how I feel about the '95 Magic. I completely agree.
And what Kobe was doing in this year alone, in terms of how
I'm gonna say 7 games.
Yeah.
For who?
I don't know.
Not a good answer. You need to answer.
Yeah.
Answer
but the way Kobe literally dominated games, there was times that he was just had his fucking thumb. It's pretty much once LeBron got to his greatness and he started being able to pace game, literally Kobe was dominating games. At the end of games, you just knew it was over because Kobe was just fucking shitting on people. And that's not showed in any of these stats. You look at 40% shooting and you can't see that. But in reality, when you fucking watch the game, you look at it and you're like, I don't even think he shot 40% because it didn't feel that way. That's literally that's where I don't like that.
To take what you're saying to use it for what I'm talking about. Fucking, we say that this isn't close to the best Shaq. This Shaq was good enough to be one of the 50 greatest players in the history of the league.
Yeah, 100%.
And stats are part of that argument, but it's also because he completely ass raped the whole league in terms of domination, even at this young age. Otherwise, they would not have put him on that list. There's no way. And I think
did it more so for potential, though. than anything. They literally
Reggie
people
Miller.
said it.
Reggie Miller has said they guessed, but they guessed right.
Yeah.
But it's also they would have had they had to have something to go off of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Magic.
Oh, all right. Talk to me. Explain.
I just feel like they have like more personnel almost, like just like a little bit of an edge in terms of like the team versus team aspect.
Gotta be more. Okay.
No,
I get what you're saying.
I feel that, but the only thing with that is
Uh-huh.
this is the same team
Yeah.
that lost the NBA Finals for the immaturity,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
mainly due to their leader, right? They went to an NBA Finals and partied and did all this other shit. If we put in a battery in this, if we put in a fucking remote in this Magic team's back, they should win. A lot of teams should win based off talent, but there's reasons they don't. And I feel like this Laker team 100% has the pedigree, has the fucking this is their third straight NBA Finals that they've been to, and you literally have Kobe on a complete mission. And like I've done in my entire life, never betting against them. 100% always gonna go with Kobe.
I like your argument, but I will definitely say that I like it way more for the Boston Celtics than I do for this team. But the argument stands true. But I was sold way more with Boston than I am.
I just don't
and
know
it is
how
not,
you can.
It is
say
not
that.
because you like Kobe. It is not. I thought about it. I sat here. I listened to everything. I just
But like,
don't. I don't see it with
how
this
could
team.
you agree with that argument more for the Celtics than the Lakers when
They just have more bodies? It's a deeper team.
I feel that, but the Lakers have literally for the last 3 years pretty much dominated the league. And
yeah, but so has Boston.
No, they haven't. That's not true. They went.
Come on.
They went to an NBA Finals and then
they went to two NBA Finals, including this one. Keep going.
Yeah.
Out of three,
the Lakers
would have made the third one if not for KG getting hurt. Get the fuck out of here.
You could feel that. You could feel
everybody
like that.
and their mother. I could feel like that, and so could every basketball fan in the era. No, because he's doing this on
Russell
purpose.
always tells me injuries are a part of the game. We can't do anything about it. But now with his team. I love it. Now with his team, he's like,
we're not even talking about Shaq anymore.
No, because he's doing this just to get a rise out of me. This is bullshit.
Okay,
the Lakers.
So Dario has the Lakers winning.
The big three Celtics didn't dominate. He's bugging.
Dario has the
not
Lakers
like the
winning.
Lakers did.
Dario has the Lakers winning because he believes that even though the team might not match up, that Kobe's just gonna give the dick and whatnot, and this, that, and the third, and that Shaq, even though Shaq's gonna do okay, it's not gonna be equal to what Kobe's gonna put out. Russell,
logic flawless.
Russell has the magic.
But that's not my real lot. That's what?
Stop. Can we just?
Keep going. Go, Lindsay. Keep going. I love it.
Notes here right now. Okay. Russell has the Magic winning because he believes that their size is going to be an issue for the Lakers in terms of defense, and he thinks that Penny and Shaq are still going to put out what they should be able to put out to win the series. Am I wrong?
I think Penny Hardaway is going to be able to pass the ball a lot. I just think the more open rules, this is what I said in the earlier series, but I do think the more open rules let Penny pass the ball more. I think that helps him be a little, but it's so much harder to lock guys up in this era. It just is after post hand checking. It's so much harder to really like. You got to be.
That's not true.
Okay. Anyways,
it is. It's true.
Anyways,
go ahead, Dario. No, Dario. No, finish clarifying what Lindsay got wrong. Go ahead.
Yeah,
because I got my chance.
Yeah, because I'm just, so I can't even remember exactly what it was, but another thing to add though, Phil Jackson. Does Phil Jackson versus whoever the fuck that Magic coach is not matter?
I can't believe we waited 40 minutes to bring up Phil Jackson.
I just needed to add that to end it because I think along with I just feel like people if you're gonna go player by player in most series you could do that and you're gonna be wrong. Like you can go player by player and think this team has the most stacked team, but who's gonna work together well? What's the matchups gonna look like? Sure, you could feel like Shaq is gonna do decent. I think he's limited with two. I not limited, but I think he's just gonna get his standard 28 and 12, against these two 7-foot monsters. And I don't think Penny's gonna do what a lot of people feel like. And
7
I
foot
feel
mon-
like
I just for you to call those Lakers the Twin Towers is just hysterical. It's
they
so
are.
funny.
They were.
Okay.
It's
Yo,
such
bro.
it's
Yo.
such a stretch.
So
Pau
It's the
Gasol-
biggest stretch.
Pau Gasol did what he had to do. Stop playing.
Yeah, pure
yo, a lot
power
of people
forward.
front on Pau.
okay, so I'm tie breaking, and I'm picking the Magic in 7.
Yep. And I think a majority of people would agree that Magic would win the series.
But people
I
in
think
the
they'd be
comments
wrong,
can let
but-
us know if they think Phil Jackson is an intangible in the series.
Facts. Let us know. Let us know in
Can I-
the comments.
Before we leave, though, could you just answer me one question? Do you feel like
It's gonna be some question I can only answer one way. Go ahead. Keep
Yeah.
going.
No. Do you feel like the 1995 Houston Rockets are better than the 2010 Los Angeles Lakers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fight me about it.
All right.
Akeem Olajuwon, same reason, same thing. Akeem Olajuwon definitely gets 35 on these bitches.
I
No
agree.
way.
I
No
agree.
way.
I agree.
100%. So I know you weren't expecting that, but it's the truth.